This is our review of Dust 514. This is a massive game, make no mistake about it. It's a free-to-play game, that means it's free forever, no matter what. There are certain features that you can pay for, like certain weapons, but this is by no means pay to win, and that will give you no specific real advantage over another player. It's just a different way to play. Now, this is an exclusive to the PlayStation Network on the PlayStation 3, however, it will be coming to the PlayStation 4 upon its release. You play as an immortal clone soldier in this MMO FPS with absolutely no shortage of detail. So, this review will be less about the details and more about the experience, and if it's for you. I would phrase Dust 514 as its closest comparison to be a mix between Battlefield 3, Battlefield 2142, and PlanetSide 2. Maybe some mix of Halo in between. But first, I'd like to start with the most controversial point of this game, which lays within its slogan. One universe, one war, Dust 514. Basically, EVE Online, the MMO, and Dust 514 are directly connected and affected by each other. Soldiers in Dust can call in huge lasers to be shot from ships at a location that they designate, wreaking fantastic destruction in a massive display of force and real-time coordination. Now, I could be wrong because I'm not an expert on EVE Online, by no means. Therefore, I don't know half of the story in a way, but I've done a lot of research on this game, and I believe that the ship in EVE can refuse support when it's requested. However, again, I'm not sure on that. Clear that up in the comments for me, please, but there will be fighting over planets in Dust 514, thus affecting the sovereignty of the system, which in turn makes it easier or harder to capture. One example being, if player-run corporations in Dust 514 are able to disrupt a planet's harvesting in some way, then that has the possibility of drastically affecting the outcome and income of huge power blocks unless they're able to rally a ground force or make friends with some to meet in that. Dust will largely be affected by EVE pilots being able to sell items to them and corporations. Another point to make is ISK, the in-game currency of Dust 514. The ground war consumes ISK. Copious amounts of ISK. Perhaps not as much as a capital ship in EVE Online. But the list of items you need to pay for, such as tanks, or equipping 16 players, which can be worth 500 ISK for every single death, well, the funds needed for war just keeps rising. And in the future, I think it would be pretty cool for EVE players to be able to hire specific soldiers in Dust, as they're described as mercenaries in Dust. Not solely corporations, which is currently what you can hire. I think that would greatly emphasize that the soldiers in Dust 514 are mercs, but right now, again, it's mostly just random people joining in on a fight. As for just gameplay itself, Dust 514's gameplay is solid. Leadership and teamwork, they don't go unrewarded, but perhaps the most important part of the gameplay is you have what you call drop suits, which they kind of replace classes. You can fine-tune them into almost anything you like, allowing for more specialized roles. In other words, make your own damn classes. Whatever your play style is, you can make it. For this purpose, there is an extensive marketplace with countless options, and Dust 514 kind of works on an economy, like a real, I guess you wouldn't call it a country, but a real world economy. And this marketplace has countless options, and of course, this is always being expanded and always being improved upon. New things are being added. There's also a purchasable currency. I can't remember what it's called, but it's separate from ISK, and certain things you can only purchase with this currency that you can pay for. For instance, pay $5, you get 10,000 currency. And you can get boosters like 30-day stats boost, but in any case, that is not game breaking and it doesn't break the game. It's still not pay to win. And something I forgot to mention, you've got customizable skill sets. For instance, you've got different categories for skills like armor, assault rifles, light weapons, medium weapons, and within light weapons, let's say you got assault rifles, handguns, whatever you have. So you can go into assault rifles and you can add points to accuracy or damage or reload speed, whatever you need. If you find yourself getting killed a lot while reloading, well, increase your reload speed on your most used weapons. There's also something what you call passive income. You're always getting income in the game even if you're not signed in. I believe there's also passive skill points which you can use for your skill sets. And these skill sets vastly affect your gameplay on a very large scale depending on your unique playstyle and if you have used those skill points wisely. And on top of customizable drop suits, you've also got vehicles, which you can customize vehicles almost in a manner similar to Battlefield 3, except much more in depth. Now, since you need to purchase each gun for every suit, and each grenade for every suit, and each CPU or armor booster, shield booster, so on and so forth, you don't just want to run out there gunning it Rambo style, as cool as that sounds. Usually, you're wearing an expensive suit, and when you die, one copy of everything in the fitting, power-ups, weapons, the suit itself, is deleted upon death. Now, I really love the gameplay in Dust 514. It's responsive, it feels sharp, it feels like you're shooting bullets. A lot of futuristic games, it feels like you're shooting rubber blobs that are traveling underwater, but not in Dust 514. It's snappy, it's responsive, it's great, in my opinion. A lot of people have stated that the dullest part about the game is the combat, but again, it just came out of beta. It was just released. It's free to play. Why not try it? And it's always being improved upon, especially with the next generation consoles like the PS4. That is going to be fantastic. There are no plans for this to be on the PC or the Xbox 360 yet. And also, you can also use a keyboard and mouse in the game. You can use a combination of both too. Since I use a mic in Dust, I only have 2 USB ports on my PS3, so one of them has to be my mic, the other one is the mouse for aiming, and I use one hand on the controller for movement, the other hand on the mouse for aiming. This isn't as hard as you'd think. It's actually pretty intuitive, just like the PlayStation Move. But regardless, speaking of the community, it's excellent. People are willing to help you. They're willing to just visit my Dust 514 gameplay videos, my multiplayer videos. You'll find all kinds of people there that'll play with you. It's fantastic. The people are nice, they're informative, they're helpful, and on top of that, there was only one kid that wasn't yelling stuff about fucking my mom. I only encountered one kid and he wasn't yelling stuff like that. By design, this game weeds out the people that you usually don't want to play with. I haven't even broached the subject of corporations, which those are basically player-run clans, more accurately, companies, with allocated funds that they can divert to specific war efforts or soldiers within the corporation if needed. Aside from the obvious, like joint war efforts where a bunch of players can join each other, you know, in fighting a game, in fighting in a game, a specific match and all that stuff. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the experience of Dust 514. One universe, one war. It's an in-depth FPS, it's free to play, and I highly suggest trying this game out if you like the sound of it. If you like Battlefield 3, or PlanetSide 2, or just a futuristic shooter but you want a little more to it, a little more meat, a little more substance, then I highly suggest trying this one out. Thank you guys for watching this review. Please remember to press the like button underneath this video, it helps me out immensely, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more gameplay, reviews, and news, which I'm going to be looking into doing more of. We also do walkthroughs from time to time. Once again, thank you for watching, and well, take care. We hope to see you again next time.